The April 18th meeting of the Stillwater Planning Commission will now come to order. It will be the process this evening to call for items on the agenda. The commission will hear briefly from staff first, then the applicant and or their representative, and then open the public hearing and hear from those in favor and or in opposition to the request. When you come to the podium, please clearly state your name and address for the record. Before closing the public hearing, both staff, the applicant, and or their representative will be provided an opportunity to respond and to provide additional information and answer questions. After all interested parties have spoken, the public hearing will be closed and we will hear closing remarks and alternatives from staff. With that, the first item on the agenda this evening is a preliminary plat, SUB 2305, Bourbon Street Square, LLC.
All right, thank you. All right, Jacqueline Porter, City Planner, presenting on behalf of the Planning Department on these items tonight. So first, we're going to discuss the preliminary plat for near C-Star. It is the Bourbon Street Square East plat. Here's an area map of the location of the plat. It's there on the east side of C-Star. It's north of 6th Avenue. Here's an aerial view. We have the hotel to the north, and the car wash is there. We discussed this a few months ago. We had the vet clinic that came through for the SUP. It is located just to the north of this hashed area, or proposed to the north. Oh, sorry. Okay, here's an aerial view, or not a street view, kind of aerial, no. Looking north off of 6th Avenue. The future land use map projects the desired use in the community at the time of the adoption of the 2030 comprehensive plan. The desired use at the time is commercial. It is zone commercial CG at this time. Here is a visual of the preliminary plat. A little backstory why we're just basically bringing a lot split to you is because they had done a minor sub earlier this year. It was within the year, and it was to split the majority of this east portion into 3 lots, including the lot behind the hotel, which is a drainage easement. So now they're coming in to split the southern portion of that minor, and it triggers to have a plat. Do you have any questions for staff?
Any questions for staff? No? Okay, we would give the applicant an opportunity to come forward. Is there anything the applicant would like to add?
Katie Purdy, 113 East 8th Ave. Here on behalf of the client, I'm with Ghost & Associates. I thought Jackie did a wonderful job. I just wanted to mention that this site is a part of an overall drainage area, and the drainage study has already been approved and it is approved and at the Community Development Services, and it was already designed to be fully developed under commercial conditions.
Any questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you. At this time, I would ask if there's anyone present this evening that would like to speak in favor of this item. Seeing none, I'll ask if there's anyone in the audience this evening that would like to come forward in opposition of this item. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and ask staff to present findings and alternatives.
All right, so the findings for this preliminary plat is the proposed preliminary plat meets the subdivision and zoning requirements, and the C3, or comprehensive plan, recommends commercial use at this location. So, your alternatives: accept findings and approve the proposed preliminary plat as presented, approve the proposed preliminary plat with conditions noting the conditions should be met for the approval of the final plat, or reject the findings and deny the proposed preliminary plat as presented, or find the additional information or discussion is needed prior to making a decision and table the request to a certain date, noting the action must be taken within 60 days of public hearing.
Thank you. Commissioners, any motion, discussion?
I'd make a motion to accept the findings and approve the proposed preliminary plat as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We shall now vote. Motion passes 4-0. Next item are general orders, and that is the final plat for Bourbon Street Square.
Okay, so it is the same subject property, and we are now presenting the final plat due to it just being a lot split and everything has been done beforehand, so no improvements are needed at this time. So here's the final plat of Bourbon Street Square East. Are there any questions for staff?
Any questions from the commissioners? Seeing none, thank you. Commissioners, is anyone entertaining perhaps a motion on this item?
I'd make a motion to accept the findings and approve the proposed final plat as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We shall now vote.
Little slow driving here. We appreciate your patience.
There we go. Motion passes 5-0. The next item on the agenda would be the meeting summary for the review and possible action. We'll take these individually. The first thing is the regular meeting summary from January 10th, 2023. Are there any corrections to the meeting minutes? Or perhaps a motion to accept?
I move that we.
Push the button down low. This one. Yep.
I move that we accept the minutes for the meeting of January 10th, 23.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We shall now vote. Motion passes 5-0. The next item would be the meeting summary from March 7th, 2023.
I move to accept the meeting minutes from March 7th, 2023.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. We shall now vote. Motion passes 5-0. The next item on the agenda would be miscellaneous items from staff, planning commissioners, or the city attorney for discussion and possible action. We do have a note on here that the next planning commission meeting is May 2nd. The last item on the agenda is adjournment. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. We shall now vote. Motion passes 5-0. We are now adjourned.
Out of practice.